Hey guys, I am so excited. It took me about 8 hours to figure the system out, and we finally got it rigged up and set up, ready to go. My assistant tonight used it, and she shot. I think you listed what, $14, about $14, and this is our little like homemade system here. Um, if you come back a month from now, we're going to improve it even more. But if you want to kind of zoom in on this, so we have this kind of extension leg, this arm here. You can get this light system here for about $15 at Walmart, maybe 19. And we have it hooked to the table. And then what we did is we hooked up a smartphone. I use a broken smartphone. You can use any smartphone, but you need a smartphone that can install this app. And the app that we use is called AirDroid. Okay, so it's an AirDroid app, and the AirDroid apps allow you to see what you're doing on your camera via a web browser or via another phone. So in this case, we broadcast the signal from the phone to here. Okay, and so I'll show you guys what we did here. I'm gonna turn on to the camera mode, and if you could zoom in a little bit, as you can see, what is on the yeah, if you want to see, do you guys see it? See that? Okay, so that's how it's, so this saves us a lot of time because now we can automate the task and go really fast. So my assistant will sit on a table like this, a chair like this. And I also mentioned I got a foot pedal, right? And so I got a foot pedal. This foot pedal cost me about $35, right? And it took me a while to figure it out, but I figured out that I should use a foot pedal, right? And we tried doing other system, but it didn't work as well. We tried using a voice activation system where we say cheese or whatever word, and the camera will take a picture. But you know, there's a lot of noise and stuff. So we felt like a foot pedal is better, right? And so if you want to zoom in a little bit here. So right now, here's my camera. It's set to go, as you can see, right? Can you see between this and this? And all we do is we hit the foot pedal, and it takes a picture. Isn't that cool? It takes a picture. Oop. It takes a picture. It takes a picture. So I can, like, as I'm working, I move, I take a picture, right? And so this saves my assistant and myself a lot of time because now we can just focus on taking photos, right? We can batch process it. Okay, so the next thing you need is that you need another app. The app that I use is called Google Sync. Don't quote me on it. It might be a different app, but message me. And with Google Sync, we force the file or the pictures to upload to Google Drive instantaneously. There's a slight lag time. What do you think? 30 seconds?
Yeah, about 30 seconds.
About
a
30
minute.
seconds. You know, it depends on your internet connection and your phone. This phone's kind of old. It's all beat up. It's about 2 years old. In about 2 months, I'm going to upgrade it to a better phone. But in about 30 seconds, it gets uploaded to my Google Drive. And then for my Google Drive, I will have my listing already set up for my assistant, or I'll create my listing. And then I'll just pick this. Okay. Obviously, this is not the right book, right? And then from here, we click on Add Photo. And I already connected to my Google Drive, and I already created a folder called eBay book. And there is my photo. And then what I do now is I can just pick the photos that I want to get imported. And I hit open, and it gets imported into my listing. So anyways, this whole system costs probably less than $50. Okay, so I'm using an old Android phone. I use a light arm. And I used a monitor that I bought at Salvation Army for $30. And then I used a Chromebook that's like 6 years old. You can pick up a Chromebook now for like 10, 20, $30, okay? And that's it. So just having this whole system in place, I feel tonight's our first time using it, but I feel it's gonna be so fast. What I'm hoping to do is set up a different station where one person just takes photos, another person would just like do the listings, you know what I mean? What do you think of the whole setup? I mean, tonight's your first night using it.
Yeah, I think it works great. It's easy. I listed 14 books in a short amount of time.
Yeah. Okay, and what's great is Amanda doesn't have to like stand up, then sit down, stand up. She can just like she could just like hit, come over, boom, 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 boom. It's so fast. Or we can set it up where all she does is take photos, and then the other person, all they do is just drag the photos into their eBay listing, and then boom. So in other words, we're gonna cut the time down in half. That means I can list twice as fast, up, get better quality listings. And what I love about this is, you want to come in a little bit. You see how this camera is like perfectly horizontal, well, as perfect as you can. And this table is set up perfectly. So once, it took us about a few minutes to set it up. So each time when we start the work, it'll take us a few minutes to set it up. But once we have this set up, it's ready to go, right? I mean, it's pretty amazing, you know? So anyways, there's 2 apps you need. Obviously, you need a smartphone. And you need a laptop of some sort that can get onto internet. So you also need internet connection, and preferably high-speed internet, okay? Because the system is connected through a high-speed system setup, okay? And it's amazing. It took me about 8 hours. I was trying different apps. I was trying different setup. Ask Amanda. We tried different hooking and stuff. And then one day I saw this. I'm like, wait a minute. Why don't I just use this? And then it's perfect. You know what I mean? And see how I can tilt it and everything. And if you want to come in a little bit more, so you can buy this at Walmart. This is basically a thing. You know, like you attach to a car or whatever, right? And all we did was hook it up, and then we just move it around, right? And I'm gonna there's an app, and what I'm gonna do is I need to plug into my USB, and I need to do a couple of coding, and I can control the camera right on my laptop. So that's the next thing I'm gonna try to do. It's probably a couple hour process, but once I figure out how to do that, I can just leave the camera plugged onto this forever. I don't have to even touch it. Okay, and so if you're interested in learning how I set this up, message me. I'm gonna ask for like a small donation because it took me about 8 hours to figure out this whole setup. You know, now that I'm teaching it to you, you can do it in probably 20 minutes. But literally, it took me like 8 hours to figure out how to do this whole setup. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.